fantastic clash here. Chris Quantock of York against Dutchman Jan Dekker. Quantock hoping for a better outcome than his stablemate Adam Hunt, who was just beaten by Dimitri Vandenberg in a decent encounter, and this could follow suit. And Rob Malarkey joins me, Chris Murphy, to talk you through it.
Yeah, looking forward to this one actually. Looking forward to seeing Chris Quantock as well, a player who won his tour card at Q School via the Q School Order of Merit in January, along with the likes of Jamie Bain, who we'll see later on against Chris Dobie, Jimi Hendrix another, Ronnie Baxter another, to pick up a tour card via the Order of Merit itself. And he made the most of it as well by putting in a good show at the UK Open. Came through the qualifiers and eventually went out in the third round at the hands of Simon Whitlock, so no disgrace that. Picked up a fair bit of prize money for his efforts there, and certainly a player who is capable of great potential. Certainly from what I've seen of him this weekend, he doesn't look like the sort of guy who will be intimidated here. Obviously it's a big occasion for him, but he looks fairly calm and relaxed and dealing with the backdrop of a big crowd and a lot of noise. Huge crowd on Friday here, by the way. Spiritual home of darts, I think we're going to call it now for Germany, this place, Hildesheim. Absolutely bouncing, as you say. Terrific atmosphere. 57. And we're off and running.
Yeah, we often see a fairly quiet start on the Fridays to some of these events, but not here in Hildesheim. They've all come out to play it. And the demands on these two to provide the entertainment. 130. You mentioned Quantock. He's a guy who we've seen a few times on the live stream boards on the Pro Tour events, and he's a man who goes about his business in a calm, collected manner, and he's got some decent results in qualifying for the UK Open. He reached the last 16 in one of those events, the last one, and he only lost out in the odd leg of 11 to Kim Huybrecht. So definitely can mix it with the big boys. Jan Dekker, on the other hand, no stranger to big stage darts, twice a Lakeside semi-finalist. Got to the last 16 of the UK Open himself in 2016.
Quantock still doing the nuts and bolts as well away from the big stage. He was in action at the York Open Darts Championships. It's a series that runs between January and July. He was in winning form in the most recent edition of that as well. So it's a good mix for him at the moment.
Becoming a little hotbed of darts, isn't it, York?
It is.
New players from that part of the world starting to make waves in the PDC.
And of course Kurt Bevins, the Kirkulator, certainly used to live in that neck of the woods anyway. I don't know if he's actually from York, but anyway. Dekker here, trying to keep pace with Quantock, who's threatening an early break of throw. 86 away from winning the first leg, make that 74. Well, it's just gone awry here, but he's posted a bigger tally than I thought he would, but he's down to 15, which could be awkward, but Dekker might get there first anyway, but we shall see, and indeed he does.
And there's Diogo Portela enjoying an evening at the Arrows,
So he's brought his wife here to watch him play, and then he said, right, no, we won't go out to celebrate, we'll go and watch the darts. Fair dues. I suppose he's just wanting to sample the Friday night atmosphere. I'm not quite sure what time of day he's playing tomorrow, but maybe if it's a nighttime gig, he may well do wise to just sample the evening session atmosphere here in Hildesheim.
Well, he takes on Kim Huybrecht's third last in the afternoon. So he won't need to be here too early. 39. But he's the story of the day, isn't he? I mean, Paul Harvey was probably the performance of the day, but certainly Diogo Portela is the story of the day so far.
Yeah, his father's just arrived with him again as Portela's brother. I said, have your tears dried already, or are you still suffering? But certainly one of the proudest moments of his life as a father, I suppose. Anyway, Quantock looking to level the match. He had a sniff of a break in the first leg, but Dekker wiped that away.
It's got a similar feel to the previous game in terms of abilities. Let's just see if Quantock can clean up this 109. 52 left. So tops To deny Jan Dekker a shot at the same target. Classy finish from Chris Quantock. Yeah, we mentioned the amount of development tour titles between Adam Hunt and Dimitri van den Berg. Well, this pair have shared 6 Challenge Tour events.
140.
Jan Dekker's won 4 and Quantock's won a couple, so they've both tasted victory on the kind of reserve tour, but it might be a bit disrespectful to call it that, because you know we've seen what Rob Cross has done and the players that progressed from that system.
Yeah, 3 of Dekker's Challenge Tour victories came in 2015. It was a productive year for him. He finished top of the Order of Merit, earned his 2-year tour card that way. And then in April of 2015 he qualified for his first European Tour event as well, so it was a breakthrough year for him. He certainly achieved a lot. Played at the German Darts Masters in 2015. He was beaten 6-2 by fellow Dutchman Benito van der Pas that day in the first round. Yeah, Quantock's on a bogey number as well here, so Dekker can just look to make an impression here. And 153, just hope Quantock still challenging here for a break of throw.
129.
That's nicely done. That's a beautiful setup from Quantock.
Yeah, it's put the pressure on, hasn't it? And he is going to get a shot at tops, which he pinned to win the last leg.
59, Richard 140. Getting short in the third leg.
Yeah, nicely done. Quantock has the break.
Well, you were right, Rob, at the start of the game. No sign of panic, no sign of nerves from Chris Quantock. Getting on with business very, very nicely indeed.
100.
I'm trying to decide if he looks very young for his age. He's only 25, but at first glance he does seem a lot younger than that.
100.
Similar aging, actually, these two. Dekker, I think, is 27.
Comes from a darting family, Chris Quantock. His dad, John, actually played in the UK Open before.
100. 121.
Oh, unlucky from Jan Dekker.
It's a shame as well, because he backs it up with 2 treble 20s, but he's still not down to a finish. It's on the Quantock throw here as well, but he could have put just a little bit of pressure on Chris Quantock there.
Well, that's rubbing salt into the wound, isn't it?
Absolutely. But credit to Chris, you know, he seized upon the good fortune that came his way there. No room for sentiment here.
137.
Just a little bit of a ruthless touch there from Quantock. 8-8 for 3-1.
Chris Quantock.
It's so far so good for the 25-year-old from Strensall near York. Winner of this face is Michael Smith, who's in the building, by the way. He's just arrived at the venue for a spot of play on the practice boards, and just a chance to familiarise himself with his surroundings once again. No doubt keeping a close eye on this one, just to see exactly what he'll be up against tomorrow.
Well, he's in the same stable as Quantock and Chris Dobie, who plays later on this evening against Jamie Bain. So Smith will know all about the talents of this man.
134.
Yeah, another
100.
good set of darts there from Dekker.
96.
2 players who'd like to get on with it as well, so exciting stuff for the crowd. I was seeing when Chris Quantock in the previous leg threw that dart in at 8-8, he'd almost thrown the dart before Dekker had left the hockey.
Yeah.
You can see his poise there as Dekker's retrieving his darts. That's kind of something Gary Anderson does, isn't it? He's always ready to throw straight away, likes to get on with things.
Yeah, just with that recent 180 from Dekker, he just seemed to have that all-important rhythm, and it was almost inevitable that the third one would go in.
130. Richard 149.
149. The target for Quantock. It's not going to go, so Dekker will be back with a chance to reduce the deficit to a solitary leg.
31.
So 31 for Dekker. Double 8 then, once again.
In charge of the fifth leg, on deck, fifth leg Chris to reverse.
Just another indication that he's not done with just yet. 3-2, hold of throw.
Dan Dawson and I were saying earlier on this afternoon, apart from the very last game, it was a pretty one-sided run of matches, wasn't it? But we've started off with a close encounter between Vandenberg and Hunt. Hunt led 4-2 in that one before the Belgian reeled off 4 straight legs to take a narrow victory. And it's looking like this one could go the distance as well.
100.
Well, the Richie Corner Kirk Shepherd match and the John Bowles Stefan Stoiker match were just alarmingly similar. One player racing into a healthy advantage,
100.
mini fight back, but then just recovering well late on to get over the line and get the job done.
43.
Yeah, it was 6-2. Mick McGowan as well in beating John Michael. It could have been 6-0, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Ended 6-2. There hasn't been a whitewash.
97.
Yeah, we're just reliant on the arena scoreboard for the time being, so apologies once again for the hopefully momentary breakdown in the scoreboard graphic.
Could go treble 18. Another one would leave double 7. Oh, what a shot that is from Chris Quantock. 1-2-2 checkout to regain a 2-leg cushion.
Again, he just got on with it really quickly, didn't he? No hesitation whatsoever.
36.
Maybe should have slowed down a bit there, though.
Yeah, sometimes it can work, sometimes it can go against you. Maybe it's just that one was a bit of an adrenaline rush after taking out the big finish in the previous visit.
34.
Then that's the time to go and get a sip of water and just wait before you start the next leg. But
83.
certainly impressed with this performance.
He has. Almost there, 2 legs away from a place in the second round and a meeting with Michael Smith tomorrow, but won't be thinking about that just yet.
97.
Ryan Searle and Paul Nicholson waiting in the wings. They're on stage next.
34.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, Rob, you expected to be sat here commentating with Paul Nicholson. Well, you're going to be commentating on him as Dekker looks for the biggest finish of them all. It's not going to happen.
100.
He may not have gone for it anyway with Quantock back on 3-4-8.
But Quantock won't be panicking here because it's just a potential hold of throw as he rattles in a 180 nevertheless.
He shows in a 7 leg on Dekker.
He couldn't have left the finish, but it shows what he can do with no pressure on. It's kind of a mini victory despite losing the leg, just showing, look what I can do.
Yeah.
Still a break ahead.
Yeah, it's a good solid start to the
97.
8th leg as well. Once again, the first start straying into the 5, but once again it's a good recovery.
125.
Carbon copy. Back-to-back visits of 125.
60.
This time he stays straight, and this time he's got a second.
139.
Well, it was a long way behind in the last leg. Hit that 180, which couldn't leave a finish anyway, but on throw, been so strong, hasn't he, Chris Quantock? 112 after 9.
Yeah, fairly impenetrable on his own throw. Dekker's not really had much of a sniff on it.
72.
Again, an act of recovery.
Yeah, and again, it's just left it absolutely perfectly. Dekker 200 adrift minus these.
60.
Had he only hit the single 17 there, it may have just left the door open for Dekker. But as you mentioned, Rob, a couple of times, a stray dart has been followed by a sublimely accurate one.
Yeah. And it's that versatility, partially one of the reasons why he's in a 5-3 lead here.
58.
And Dekker needs to win 3 on the spin, otherwise he's going home.
60.
Well, he'd be disappointed having seen the Dutchman only go off 58, not to hammer home the advantage. But he knows he's going to throw for the match in the next leg. Whatever happens in this, And Dekker has made himself, well, for now a favourite, but here comes Quantock.
Oh. 109! Well, he's in a really good position here, Quantock, because he knows if he holds his throw, he's through anyway, but if the opportunity should come up here, then he will do all he can to take it. Again, just straying to the right this time. Oh, well, I think that's just cost him any chance of maybe winning this leg here. Dekker on 167, won't finish it here.
Well, it was millimetres from a 140, wasn't it, that last visit, and ended up being 26. Just shows the...
Yeah, fine margins.
48.
Well, that's a bit of a slip. 119 is no gimme.
That's awkward, very awkward.
65.
Good thinking to leave a finish. Now then.
Oh, well, he was looking for the treble 19 and he's hit the single 7, and it's a bit of a dog's dinner this visit as well.
47.
Oh, to do it in style.
45. 72.
But he could still do it in style.
He could.
If he gets the opportunity.
16s for Dekker. 72 is taken out. Yeah, I wouldn't have put it past Quantock to have taken the 125 there. So this is the all-important leg. Doesn't matter what happened in leg 9. This is the one that he was probably deep down targeting anyway.
Certainly is. And can Jan Dekker dig something out now? Because should he win it,
100.
he'll have the throw in the decider.
Well, these look fairly cool already all night tonight so far. But this is a very different kettle of fish for him here, because he's closing in. He knows he's got just one leg to get, but Dekker is just threatening to steal a march on him here.
You'll just be happy with throwing tons, but there's a slip. There's a slip, Chris.
41.
Well, Dekker has stolen the darts here. 261 plays 260. Needs to make the most of this. Isn't doing so.
29.
Well, that's an absolute get out of jail free card for Chris Quantock there.
95.
Well, 25 with the last dart would have left him 160.
What's that? Just a little bit of naivety, eagerness, adrenaline. Just that's the danger, isn't it? He's not on a finish, and Dekker is down to 98.
45. 98.
Well then, to force.
Just that decision-making process is just such a crucial aspect of the game. Will he go straight for the 19s? He is. Has to, really.
60.
Again, he races up to the board. Quantock, this is for the match. 120. He needs single, double. Oh, landed alongside it, and Dekker gets another shot. Will he go for it again, or will he split?
6, definitely splitting it here. 2 cracks at double 16. Only needs one of them, and we are into a decider. And Dekker, I think, was just given a bit of a shot in the arm there when Quantock fluffed his lines late on, left himself at 165, and Dekker was all over that like a rash. And he's got the throw here, and Quantock will be absolutely kicking himself if he goes on to lose this.
Well, he's looked comfortable all game, hasn't he? But now Jan Dekker is hammering home the advantage. Kicks off the last leg decider with a maximum. Match start missed by Chris Quantock in the previous leg, a man who'd looked in control for most of the game, but all of a sudden it's advantage to Jan Dekker.
140.
Well, this is why, or one of the many reasons why darts has such massive appeal, because it is of such a nature whereby this can easily happen. Just that psychological battle, it's constant, it's relentless, and Quantock is finding that here on the big stage in Hildesheim as the volcanic Icelandic flat makes its first appearance of 2017, I think, as well.
Well, it's true, yeah, it's a good point you make. There's no protection. You can't metaphorically park the bus. You've got to get the job done, haven't you?
There are no tactics you can employ to stop the other player. You just have to let your darts put the pressure on.
Well, many have tried in the past.
Well, yes.
Here we go. Well, he's done the sensible thing there. He could have gone for the bullseye and the fanfare finish to send the crowd into ruptures, but he's going to come back for double 16 for the win.
Well, that last dart might make the difference, but it doesn't, because Dekker takes out double 16. and he comes from behind to seal what looked at one stage a very unlikely victory. 5-4 he trailed. He secured the all-important break in leg 10, and that's a bit of a learning curve for Chris Quantock, you have to say. The 25-year-old will go home and reflect on what's happened here, and I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure that he will learn a great deal from it as well. But Jan Dekker is through to face Michael Smith in the second round tomorrow. We'll hear from Dekker very shortly. A reminder that on the way, up next on the stage, we've got Ryan Searle against Paul Nicholson.
Genauso wie Dimitri Vandenberg schafft hier ein kleines Comeback. Applaus für Chris Quantock. Von ihm hören wir mit Sicherheit noch mehr in der Zukunft. Und Jan Dekker, er wird es dann morgen mit dem Bully Boy Michael Smith zu tun bekommen. Jan, congratulations. Very strong at the end. Very strong last leg. Very good in the checkouts as well.
Yes, of course. But I have to say the last night was really hard because it was a really long night. And yeah, when I was here and I started okay, and then I was a little bit less, and then at the end it was okay. I have to say, especially the last leg when 81-40 was good.
Yeah, and that's always what's all about, you know, to play these good moments and in the big moments.
Yeah, the thing is, it's so hard. We all can play very well, and you have to do it at the right times, the right moments. And yeah, for me now, it was fun that I took the last leg. Right.
Important win, perhaps. Before the next match, Michael Smith, the bully boy, is waiting. He is struggling a little bit. Is there a chance?
I have to say, Elmar, there's always a chance. So when I'm playing Michael Smith or Michael van Gerwen, there's always a chance. But you have to play really well to beat them. They're, I think, top 16 players. So the thing is, I will absolutely try my best, and I hope to have the crowd at my side as well.
We're looking forward to that. Thank you very much. Jan Dekker. Jan, could you